So welcome back, my nature lovers. How we all doing today? For those of you returning for another one of my videos, I want to say thank you. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I want to say welcome as well. This is Skelly by Nature. I am Skelly. And this is my little buddy Tito. And we all know Teddy from previous videos. Mr. Famous Teddy. I'm sure they're going to be presenting themselves every once in a while. But basically today's video, I want to talk about a weed that I am absolutely in love with. It's one that is not talked about very often. They don't talk about it a lot, and you don't see a lot of information on it. But the thing is it's probably one of my favorite tasting weeds that you can find, and it's also extremely nutritional. It's got some good health benefits as well, and the other nice thing about it too is it's basically everywhere. It grows everywhere, and it's all over the place, and it can be found in all parts of the world. And so again, it kind of blows my mind that it's not talked about more often. So what I'm talking about is I'm talking about Oxalis. Now, Oxalis, there's over 550 species of Oxalis. So I'm going to really break it down. What I'm going to be talking about today is Oxalis stricta. And Octalis stricta, how do we identify it? What is Octalis? Well, I'm going to show you right here. This is Octalis, and it's, like I said, it's just one species. There's a ton of different kinds. There's a bunch that people grow for gardening, but this is basically a weed. We up here in the Northeast, we find it all over the place. It grows all over your beds. It grows all over your lawn. It grows in cracks. It grows on pavement. It grows everywhere. And it's a lot of times it's widely mistaken for what we would call violet clover or lawn clover. So I'm going to help you distinguish the plant today from the other clovers that we often come by. So as you can see, this is very much, it's also called false shamrock because of how closely it resembles clover grass. And I'll show you the differences of how to be able to identify it today. So as you can see, just like your purple clover, it does have 3 leaves on it. The difference is the way the leaves are. If you can see at the very end, there's kind of a heart shape. It's usually three petals like that all connect in the middle. It does have kind of a heart shape to it. They are a solid green, whereas, and I'm going to show you this I just pulled out of the lawn. Now this is what grows all over our lawn. This is what we would call, clover grass. This is what we look for when we're looking for 4-leaf clovers. But as you can see the difference, that's again, 3 petals, but it's got a rounded top to it. It's not heart-shaped. So that's one way of detecting the differences. The other thing too is I always look for in purple clover, there's the inside, there's like little white markings as well. So this is what we would call the 4-leaf clover. This is what we would call the false shamrock. And so the way to detect if you're looking for stricta is by these little yellow flowers. As you can see, they got these little tiny yellow flowers. They're really small. They usually, this plant usually starts to flower kind of June all the way through the fall. And the nice thing that I love about this plant is if you're a person who likes the flavor of lemon, this has a nice lemon zest. and that's why I love using it. And it's also one of the reasons why it's one of my favorites. A lot of times when I'm out foraging, I sit there and if I come across this plant, I just like picking it and chewing on a little leaf. It's got this really nice lemon zing to it, so it has a lot of good purposes. One of the things that, like I said, it does have a lot of good health benefits as well. One thing that it's good for is it helps alleviate thirst. So, you know, like I said, when I'm out hiking and stuff like that, you know, when I come across this plant, I take some and you know, it's got a nice water content. Indians used to use it back in the day when, you know, when they were on a long forage or a long hike, they used it to alleviate thirst. As well, it's also used for things like mouth sores, sore throats as well. It can also help in cramps, in fevers and nausea. So, you know, if you make a tea out of it or something like that. So, the other nice thing about this plant, it has multiple uses as well. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to show you a Oxalis mixed salad that I make. That is very yummy and tasty, and it helps with the, you know, again, helping enjoying the flavor of this wonderful plant. So different types of uses that we can get out of this. You can take, and what you can do is you can actually dry off and hang this. You pick a bunch of it, let it hang, put it in, you know, cut it off, put it in a brown bag out of the light, put it in a dark or a drying rack in the dark, and let these dry up a little bit, and you can make a kind of a tea out of it. Like I said, that tea will help with like mouth sores and sore throats and cramping and fever. So that's one use that we can do with this plant. Another use that we can do is it can be used as a seasoning or a garnish. If you say you want to do, say, like a garlic chicken, you know, do your chicken the way you would normally do it. I like to do it. I like to use the leaves fresh when I'm cooking with them. They just got a better flavor. If you cut them and then you let them dry, it does lose a little bit of its flavor. So if you're going to use it as a garnish, I would say go ahead and use it fresh. It's so good. Oh my God. So I always try to pick them when they're flowering, because that's when the flavor is really strong. And it's really nice. So, you know, if you're going to be using it as a garnish, I just basically use the leaf form. You can cut it up and use it and sprinkle it. You can use it, you know, the leaves in full form. When I make a salad, I keep the leaves whole. But if you're going to say use it as to season a chicken or something like that, or put in a sauce, you can put it in soups. You can put it in salad. You can garnish your meat with it. Like I said, if you're going to do say a garlic chicken, you know, do it the way you would normally do it. And then when you get to, say, where you would say put in lemon zest or use lemon zest or a lemon oil, you can substitute that with this plant here. And another thing that this plant has been used for is in India, they'll take a lot of these and they crush it up, and they make kind of like a curry paste with it, and then they use the curry paste on whatever it is that they're looking to make. So that's another way of using it. So the thing about this Oxalis is kind of what gives it its special flavor is that it contains oxalic acid, which is also found in things like broccoli has it. So one thing that you need to be careful of is if you're a person with, say, arthritis or you know, any type of liver issue, you do got to be a little cautious of how much of this you intake, because of the level of acidic that it has. So you do got to be a little careful if you stomach issues and stuff like that. So if you are interested in trying to use it and you know, start using it, maybe use a little at a time and see what you can do. You know, but it takes quite a bit, actually, a lot of it to actually start really affecting you. But it does have a high level of that oxalic acid. So keep that in mind. Again, always do your own research before using stuff like this. I like to try to give you as much as I possibly can. But so again, this is Oxalis stricta. It's a beautiful, wonderful plant. It's great to use in all different ways. And one of the ways that I love to use it is I love to do salads with it. So stay tuned, and I'm going to show you a salad that I make that I call kind of like my summer salad. And I'm going to show you how I make that, and I'll see you when we get ready to do that. Okay, so we're back here in my kitchen, and I got my oxalate that I have got all cut and washed. I also went ahead and went into my garden and I picked some different types of lettuce and greens. So today I am using some mustard greens, some Paris lettuce, and as well as Grand Rapid lettuce for my part of my salad. So as you can see in my bowl, I have my three types of mixed greens. And then the next thing that I did is I went and I cut up some summer squash. So we're gonna throw that summer squash in there. So that's the next thing that I did was I cut up some zucchini. So as you can see, we got some beautiful zucchini in here. And so a lot of this is, again, like I said, I call this my summer salad because it's kind of a lot of things that are, you know, pretty much ready early in the summer. So then I have my bowl of oxalis, and we're gonna throw that in. Now again, like I said, depending on you know, different, if you have any types of arthritis or stomach issues or liver problems, you know, start off slow with the oxalis. You know, I went out and I found one out in my yard that had some really big leaves, so I'm using some big leaves today. So the one thing with this salad that I enjoy, because I just love the taste, the individual tastes of everything I have with the mustard flavor of the mustard lettuce and the freshness of the Paris lettuce and the rapid green lettuce. Then I've got the lemon zing of the oxalis, and then obviously the zucchini and the summer squash. I don't want to go hiding too much of this flavor. There's no need to hide it. So I'm not going to go dousing it with, you know, a lot of, you know, salad dressing or anything else like that. So I'm going to keep this very simple. And we're just going to go with a little bit of grapeseed oil. And I just kind of throw it around enough to get me a good mixture in there. Okay. And then the next thing that I like to do is, because I've got that lemon zing going, plus with the zucchini and squash, one thing I like is a little bit of garlic. You know, so I'm going to throw a little bit of garlic powder in there as well. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to do, you know, a couple little dashes of salt. And I'm going to finish it off with some ground pepper. Okay, and like I said, I'm just basically trying to keep this simple. I'm going to go a little light on the pepper just because I do have the mustard in here. So the mustard does kind of have a peppery zing to it. And so now my next step is just basically mixing it all up. Okay, so now I have it all mixed up, and as you can see, I have my wonderful summer salad. Now, you guys can go and add whatever you want to it. You know, obviously some, you know, olives or whatever else you want, but keep it simple. Like I said, you know, the idea of this salad is to get that, keep that zing flavor and just a nice light little taste. Nothing heavy, nothing, so it's nice and light for the summertime. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you guys go experiment a little bit with Oxalis. Like I said, it's a wonderful plant, and it's abundant. It's everywhere. Once you realize how to recognize it and identify it, you're going to see how, wow, Jesus, it's everywhere. So again, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Share this video anywhere you want, with anyone that you want. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and do so. That would be greatly appreciated. And I hope you all enjoy your salads. And I hope to see you in the next video. Be beautiful, be awesome.